It's been a year of fierce battles, of digging for the truth to secure justice for America's veterans. As the VA debacle unfolded, the VFW stood vigilant. We demanded that the men and women who defend this great nation be defended against a system that's failed them. We stepped in and took action, with a nation of patriots behind us to face the crisis head on. We're the veterans of foreign wars, and there is no challenge too large, no opponent too fierce to keep us from fighting for veterans. Today, we look back in pride at a year of hard work and transformation, and we celebrate the VFW's relentless fight on behalf of veterans everywhere. This year, John W. Stroud was sworn in as the VFW's new Commander-in-Chief in the midst of the VA debacle that shook America. He called on our ranks to recommit to our mission to continue paying it forward for veterans of every generation.
We meet today as a nation still at war abroad and in crisis at home over at the Departments of Veterans Affairs and the Department of Defense. The VA is a health care system worth saving that right now must identify and fix what's broken. That needs to hold people appropriately accountable to the fullest extent of the law. And a system that must restore the faith of the veterans in their VA. As an organization, the VFW welcomes the intense media and congressional attention this crisis has produced, because attention brings scrutiny, and scrutiny demands accountability.
Bold words that rallied us and also foretold the challenges we'd face in the year ahead. Challenges we met head-on with thousands of VFW members and patriots at our side. When reports of veterans dying as they awaited care at VA facilities ignited a firestorm of controversy, the VFW took swift and decisive action to help fix this broken system. We put Congress on notice. Your political agendas do not take precedence over the veterans who fought tirelessly for this country. The VFW enacted a vast outreach strategy to those enrolled in VA care, a compilation of phone calls, emails, town hall meetings, and surveys. Subsequently, we released the report titled Hurry Up and Wait, bringing together the VA healthcare experiences of more than 1,600 veterans across all 50 states. Nationally, we pushed Congress to sign into law the Veterans Access and Accountability Act, which provided the VA an additional $15 billion of emergency funding to ensure veterans will not wait months for care. We successfully pushed Congress to amend the VA's Crow Flies rule that used straight line distance to determine Veterans Choice Program eligibility, instead of the more realistic driving distance. And the VFW became the first VSO to join the VA's #VetQ initiative to provide quick, credible information and useful new resources to veterans, service members, and their families seeking answers on a full range of service-related questions. While this year has brought about many changes within the VA, each new law and regulation brings with it uncharted challenges. The VFW will fight relentlessly to ensure that these changes are fully enacted and enforced. In addition to VA improvements, our sights were set on several other key initiatives over the last year. We boldly contested sequestration and unprecedented budget cuts that threatened programs for service members, veterans, and their families, and could have jeopardized our military's ability to defend and protect. Urged Congress to pass the Clay Hunt Suicide Prevention for American Veterans Act that will strengthen and expand the VA's mental health care services in an effort to prevent veteran suicide. Applauded a new military discharge upgrade decision that allows veterans diagnosed with PTSD after separation the ability to request upgrades to less than honorable discharges. Push to expand caregiver benefits to properly recognize the sacrifices of severely disabled veterans of all generations and their families, not just post-9/11 veterans. Went toe-to-toe with congressional leaders to protect the entitlements earned by veterans. And we rallied Congress to update a congressional charter signed in 1936, when the military was comprised almost entirely of men. Updates reflect the modern military and the growing number of women in the armed forces. But our hard work didn't stop there. With patriotic companies at our side, it was another banner year for VFW's troop and military support programs. Longtime supporter Sport Clips made a generous donation to the VFW Sport Clips Help a Hero Scholarship Fund, bringing their total contribution to more than $1,200,000. These funds have already provided 207 transitioning veterans the opportunity to pursue a college education. Sport Clips has also donated more than $1,800,000 to VFW Operation Uplink, making possible over 2.4 million calls home. For the 8th consecutive year, Burger King restaurants raised funds for VFW unmet needs during the months of July and November, bringing Burger King's total contribution to more than $3,100,000. Program sponsor USAA stepped forward yet again to help veterans. Their cumulative donations are $1,250,000. And Tractor Supply Company, the largest farm and ranch store chain in the U.S., partnered with VFW Posts for the 3rd consecutive year to host Salute Our Troops events across the country. This year also brought new partnerships and initiatives that increased our outreach to veterans of every generation. We hosted our first Student Veterans of America Leadership Summit, where 40 student veteran leaders from campus chapters across the country convened to discuss the campus-level concepts that work to ease a veteran's transition from the military to higher education or the workforce. And we teamed up with Student Veterans of America to kick off a new fellowship program that allowed 10 student veterans to join VFW advocates on Capitol Hill during the 2015 VFW Legislative Conference. We joined with Cerner Corporation to host a virtual career fair, pairing hundreds of veterans with career opportunities that complement their military training. And we hosted Facebook town hall meetings to address topics critical to veterans. Also in the past year, we began commemorating the 50th anniversary of the Vietnam War by hosting Welcome Home and other events across the country. We joined with the Vietnam Veterans Commemorative Partner Program to honor the sacrifice of our nation's Vietnam veterans and give them their proper due as defenders of this great country of ours. We celebrated the 5th anniversary of the post-9/11 GI Bill that has already provided more than $42 billion in educational benefits that have helped over 1,200,000 veterans. Proudly contributed 7,900,000 volunteer hours to local community service projects across America, and awarded $3,300,000 in scholarships and educational incentives to middle and high school students through our Voice of Democracy and Patriots Pen essay competitions. Voice of Democracy Grand Prize winner Adam Densmore of Colorado was awarded a $30,000 college scholarship, while Patriots Pen winner Ethan Schroeder of Pennsylvania received a $5,000 cash reward. Both young men took an all-expense-paid trip to D.C., where they were recognized at the 2015 VFW Legislative Conference. The VFW presented the VFW Congressional Award to Senator Bernie Sanders for his role as lead negotiator behind the passage of the Veterans Access, Choice, and Accountability Act. And we continue to demand justice. Our nationwide network of service officers have now helped 284,000 veterans receive more than $6.9 billion in earned compensation and benefits from the VA over the last 3 years. We have pledged to fight sequestration, which threatens to obliterate the programs veterans depend on and collapse America's all-volunteer force.
Congress must put a stop to the looming budget sequestration. There is no guarantee that VA will be exempt moving forward, and defense and labor programs will be directly impacted by these cuts. To protect our military personnel, veterans, their families, and America's security from the harmful effects of across-the-board cuts, Congress must end sequestration. Congress must end sequestration.
And as the threat of sequestration looms, the VFW remains vigilant. We will not rest until this threat subsides. Ending sequestration is and will remain the top priority of the VFW. While we've achieved much in the past year, we know that much still remains to be done. unforeseeable challenges lie ahead. But we will continue to lead the way for reforms and help restore our veterans' faith in the VA system, their system. And we will continue to be the nation's leading advocate for all that is right for veterans. This is our sworn mission every day of the year. We will not rest till every veteran receives the care, treatment, and support they've earned and deserve. We are the veterans of foreign wars, and no one does more for veterans.